Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hermitpack. Um, I actually tried to record a couple times yesterday, and I had a couple of power outages, and one of them was for a couple of hours. So yeah, I didn't get a recording up yesterday. Anyway, but before that, and a little bit after that, I did some work. Let me see here, where to start. I finished upgrading the dark armor. So let's see, I've got the sound locator, night vision, solar 3, naturalist eye, and the one probe all integrated into the helmet. That's after we did the empowered 4 from the last episode. The apiarist stuff, I haven't got around to doing that yet. I went and collected a bunch of bees, but have not actually set up a bee area for the materials yet. The dark plate, I didn't add the glider or anything to that because I don't really need it with the angel ring. The leggings, I got speed 3 on there. I went ahead and made the speed potions. I made the night vision potions for the helmet also. And the boots now have the jump bonus and flippers. So, there's the brewing stand. Had to go and get nether wart. I actually didn't have any nether wart. I thought I did, but I did not. So I had to go back to the nether into the fortress and find nether wart and made some potions and stuff. So that's done and done. Also, I upgraded my cleaver here. It now has another 7 damage versus undead. I made a bunch of graveyard soil and added a bunch of it to that. I don't know how much it takes, actually, for the bonus 7 damage there. But anyway, it now has smite on it. Oh, 24. Okay. It takes 24 graveyard soil, which is... Let's look it up here. Graveyard soil. Am I getting some lag there? Yeah. So it's dirt, rotten flesh, and bone meal to make 1. And then you actually have to cook that into consecrated soil. And then this is what you add to the weapon here in the tool forge. I did the same thing with the shuriken, because it still has a ton of modifiers on it. It's got like 3 left now. So that has the plus 7 damage to undead. So those will be used to kill the wither boss. So I figured I would just add all kinds of different modifiers to it. What else? Oh, I changed the angel ring now has the bat wings. That's, you put the ring down with 1 piece of coal and 1 piece of charcoal, and it changes it to these darker wings. So now they match the armor. And that other thing I'm wearing, oh, switch it back, is an item magnet, or an electromagnet from Ender.io. Here's the recipe for that. You need a vibrant crystal, 4 conductive iron, and 2 electrical steel. So really easy to make. I should have made it like a long time ago, but I just ended up needing it as utility now that I have like armor and weapons and flight and everything else covered. So the electromagnet runs on RF very slowly, and you can put it in your amulet slot, and it shows up around your neck there, and it pulls items to you. Let's like drop food. See, it kind of just gravitates back to you, and it has a pretty good range on it. Slowly ticks down power, but by the time you realize that you need to recharge it, it's probably not even like halfway depleted. Let's see. I also messed with a little bit of power stuff here. I upgraded the capacitor bank to a vibrant capacitor bank, so now it holds 25 million RF. Input-output 25,000 per tick. Let's go ahead and bump that back up. Replaced some of these solar panels that I took down. I think like a couple there that I took down to do other stuff with. I've got one here on the farming station, which I need to put another hoe in so it continues grabbing redstone. The one I had in there was a diamond one and it broke, so I will probably make one from Tinker's Construct and make it unbreakable. Give it like the obsidian plates to make it totally unbreakable so I don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, one more thing. So, these Interlink chests, this is the one that I use when I'm out mining and stuff. I need to actually clean this out. But I made a second one with a bag to match. And I know at least one person knows what I'm doing with this. Cormac. But, so the triple purple I have here, or magenta, whatever, this one is linked up directly to the storage system. It has an import, or an importer here. So anything that goes in this chest will be imported into the system. So when I'm out doing stuff, like, oh, I have, like, let's say that's like coal or something, and I want to throw it in the system, just toss it there, it goes in the system from this chest. And it wasn't working quite the way I wanted it to because it needs to be chunk loaded. So I looked around at a bunch of different chunk loaders, and this was the easiest one that I found to make. It's a chunk loading ward from Extra Utilities 2. So here is the recipe. You need 5 sticks, a eye of redstone, which is a redstone crystal, 1 redstone, 1 ender pearl to make that. And then you need a villager in a golden lasso, but here's the catch, he has to be contracted to work for you. So this is the part that took me a little bit to figure out. I was like, what does that mean, under contract? Well, there's actually a contract item right here. You need ink or any kind of black dye, paper, feather, glass bottle, and you make a contract. Well, you take that contract to a village, and you right-click on villagers with it until one of them says, hey, I'll work for you. You might have to go through a few of them, because most of them are like, no, you're evil, or that doesn't sound like a good job, or, you know, whatever. But eventually one will say, hey, yeah, sure, and you can click the sign button, and it'll sign the contract, and he'll be contracted to you. Then you just grab him with the lasso, and then you can use that him in the lasso to craft that ward. So that loads this chunk here, as well as, I think, 1 chunk in each direction. So it's like a 3x3 centered on the one that it's sitting in. So that keeps my entire system loaded here. So when I'm out exploring and gathering stuff, I can toss it back into my storage system without having to come back with it. Saves me a lot of time and effort. So that's really cool. What else do I want to cover in this episode? Oh, I upgraded some of these power cables right here. The energy conduit, I went ahead and moved them up to advanced, or enhanced, which is the tier 2. And that's like overkill, because they don't really need to even be that powerful. The basic ones were, you know, doing the job. I made a second alloy smelter and split the load here, so this has energetic, redstone alloy, conductive iron, and electrical steel. The other one is making the vibrant, solarium, pulsating iron, and dark steel. And I did that just to make the alloy smelting faster. And these are connected to the system from the bottom. The importers are on the bottom of the smelters here that go behind it. And power from the top, obviously. So I think this crafter here, also, I could split this half and half into those two. And that would make this stuff a little easier. Like the quartz, I could put some of the quartz in the first one and some in the second one because they're both only halfway full. This is the one that's making upgrades, crafting glowstone, slabs, daylight sensors, and the solar panels, or photovoltaic cells. Anyway, I'll do that later, and that'll free up that little spot right there. I cleaned up some of the extra machinery and stuff around that I'm not using, so now our experience solidifier is here instead of over here. I picked up like the disk manipulator and the like lava generator and some other stuff, and just toss them in the system just so they're up and out of the way. They're not sitting here taking up space. I don't have any experience on me. Let's see, what else? I know I did a lot more things, but I'm trying to decide what to cover just in this episode. I melted down some iron and gold equipment that I had to make ingots. I actually ran out of iron, so I actually need to make some more. Let's just throw 30 iron in here for a second. Well, 27 iron. Sure, why not? There are some things in my inventory that you might have questions about, but I will get to that. Let me go down here, double check on the spawner setup here. Yeah, this is running non-stop now, actually. I have this on. Almost a stack of ender pearls and some other stuff in there. Let's toss these in here. Like so. And these parcels I'll open later. So I think that's all the like minor stuff. How's my storage going? 57%, so not really full. Alright, so some of the stuff that I lost the recordings for, or that got cut off, that I was building, I finished up afterwards. They are over here. So Cormac informed me that, hey, you can get the dimensional shards and stuff without mining if you build this void ore miner from Environmental Tech, and this takes a little bit to actually make. So the ore miner, let's see here, the core itself, or the controller, this is the piece that's right in front of me here. You need 4 blocks of gold, 1 nether quartz ore, 1 iron ore, and 1 diamond ore. So you actually have to have silk touch at some point to get these. Well, just to get these two, really. Then you need a clear lens, which is 8 clear glass and a lens. The clear glass is enriched sand. To make the enriched sand, it's 1 sand, 1 quartz, so you need more quartz and sand. And the little lens piece in the middle is just 3 clear glass. So you throw that together, and then you get the laser core, which is 4 clear glass, 2 iron, 2 redstone. Actually a lot easier to make. Toss that on there, and then you get your void ore miner controller tier 1. So this, you put it down, then you actually have to make this assembler. Oops. The assembler is 2 obsidian and a structure block tier 2 of any type. There's a couple different types. I made mine out of alabaster because I had a bunch of that laying around. You make that with the tier 1 structure block, so alabaster, 2 gold, 2 redstone. And then the tier 2, you take the tier 1, 2 diamonds, 2 redstone, it makes the tier 2, and you put those together into the assembler. So this, let me, I guess I could demonstrate with the block itself. So whenever you have that built, you put it down and you left click on it like you're attacking it, and it tells you blocks required down here in the text block. So you need 24 structure block tier 1 or higher, 20 machine bases, 2 laser cores, and a clear lens or some colored variant of lens. So once you have all that stuff in your inventory, you right click on the block and it starts building this structure, and you have to have space cleared out for it to build in. So this I actually placed not on the ground but 1 block down, and it started building underneath. So I had to actually mine out all this area here, and it put all the blocks into places where they're supposed to go. So here you have the structure blocks, the machine bases, and the lens, the clear lens down here, and it built all that down there. Also, for the miner, you have to have a clear line of sight to bedrock. So underneath here, I dug a line straight down, and it's kind of like a downward facing beacon. It goes straight down to bedrock, and then this light turns on. If you don't see this pillar of light, you don't have it built right, or you don't have a clear line of sight to bedrock. So as soon as all that is completed, it will start auto mining for you, as long as it has power. I had a vibrant solar panel set up here, and that was giving it a little bit of power, and it was mining kind of slowly. And then I eventually went ahead and made this solar panel controller from Environmental Tech. This thing is actually a lot faster, especially because I have a Tortorino sitting here. But the recipe for those got a lot more complicated. They actually take nether stars, or yeah, they take nether stars now, so they're more complicated. I have not made any more since I updated the pack several episodes ago, and I'll eventually be killing wither bosses like it's going out of style, so I'll have a few more of them. Anyway, but this thing, it builds upward instead of downward. So you put the solar panel controller down. It needs 16 structure blocks, 9 solar cells, and 4 modifier cores. And you can look up the recipe for those in here. So the solar cell, there you go. 3 clear glass, redstone, iron, and 3 of these photovoltaic cells, which is 4 lapis and a nether quartz each. So you need actually 10 of those because there's 1 in the controller and 9 here. Then you need the structure blocks and modifier cores. And the modifier core is this dude right here. Block of iron, 4 clear glass, and 4 stone. 4 of those. So, got all that put up together, and it starts importing solar energy, and it exports it straight into the connected, things that are sticking next to it. So it gives power straight to the controller. When the controller is full, and this has another 11,000 power in it, I have a vibrant capacitor bank here that's being filled with the conduit here, energy conduit, and that is now full. This fills up daily, like during the course of a day it'll fill it. There's another 25 million power in there, and that is exporting backwards into the controller. So there's a million power there, 25 million there, and 11.2 thousand in there. So this thing is running non-stop all the time now, and it's exporting into a connected inventory. If you have a chest or a crate or something next to this controller, it'll export straight into it. You don't need any kind of piping or tubing or anything. So here's the haul that I have so far. As far as I can tell, there are 31 or 32 different kinds of ores that it can mine. This is doubles down here. These are the things it already has a stack of. So there's all the different kinds of ore that it can find. I've already gotten over a stack of a few of them, as you can see. Some of these I didn't think it would actually get, but it actually gets all of these. There's another coal. So there's the dimensional shards from RF Tools. You don't have to actually leave your dimension to get them. It doesn't get them very often, but it's getting them. These Lonsdaleite shards, they make witherproof blocks, so I'll probably grab a few of those out of there. Yellowite, cinnabar from the nether, you can see that's like a nether ore. Resonating ore, we actually got some of the ores from the end, tungsten and peridot, or peridot, however you want to pronounce it. So these are end ores, so you can actually get those. Cobalt and ardite right there. Actual glowstone blocks, so I have a supply of glowstone blocks now. More copper and coal. Anyway, so this thing is running non-stop all the time. I don't think it runs out of power at night either. It doesn't burn through that whole 25 million over there during the nighttime. So that's where I'm getting all my ore and stuff from. Emerald ores, diamond, 30 diamonds out of there. Apatite, totally useless. I never use that for anything. I've got a ton of it. So yeah, there's that. And you can also upgrade these from tier 1 to tier 2, 3, and 4. The solar panel, I think, goes all the way up to 4. And they are multi-block structures like this. I just haven't got around to upgrading it because it's working well enough as is for now. I might want to scale it up later. Anyway, what else? One last thing I want to do involves the Enderman head. What was I making with this? I was going to use slice and splice. That's why I have all this stuff in my inventory here to make an ender resonator, and that was going to be used for the wireless charger. Aha, I remembered. Well, I need to make a capacitor real quick. Let's go ahead and start one of these going. Got all the material for it. Slice and splice recipes. We're going to make the ender resonator. Put those there. Alright. And I'm going to need, how much was that? 7 electrical steel. Alright, I'm missing iron. Well, guess what? The iron finished. Break that down, go over here. Yeah, I used a ton of iron recently, making various things, so haven't actually restocked it. Alright, 7 of those. And that is the same one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I should probably split something up so that these work more evenly. This one gets used a lot more than that one does. Anyway, so we're building this wireless charger so that it will charge my armor and my electromagnet here in the base without me having to put the items in that capacitor or anything else. It'll just charge them while I'm here. Where do I want it is a good question. I could kind of bury it underground, I guess. Or just put it like right here. Maybe. Somewhere. Good question. I mean, I want it somewhere that I'm going to be standing right next to it all the time, so I guess I could put it behind here. Like right, their cable right there? Yes. Put it right there. Makes me want to move that furnace out of the way now. Make sure this is on insert power. Alright, so that should keep all this charged. Check my electromagnet. Yeah, that's full. It's not ticking down anymore. Cool. Well, that's working. That's one more minor step out of the way that I wanted to get done. I opened up the ceiling here a little bit. It was feeling a little bit cramped on this back section with the overhanging little edge there. So that is like way better. Just knock this stuff out. It does open it up to the dirt on the other side, but that's fine. Ah, much better. A little bit less claustrophobic in here. Anyway, let's see. I think that's everything that I did in the last day and a half or so. And that sets me up to do other things now. Now that I have item collector, magnets, armor, weaponry is upgraded. I've got ore production automated. Well, not entirely automated, but it's being collected without me having to run around and do stuff. And the base is cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to get some more iron working here. I took out the chest to automatically put it in the smelter also because I want even amounts in here. I want it divisible by 3 so it makes full blocks. And I have an automatic way to put stuff back into my system from abroad. So, that is another thing taken care of. Chunk loaded and all. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I think now we are available to do the Wither boss fight. Let me see, how many Wither skulls do I have in here? 6. So I can do it twice until I go collect more Wither skeleton skulls. You know what? Let me pull these out. And I've got a ton of soul sand. Just gathering that like it was going out of style. We are going to do the Wither boss fight in the next episode. I'm going to the Nether. Or do I want to do it out here? Let's go to... Where's a nice big open space? Right out there, I guess. Northeast in that field. Alright, I'm going to head over here. Hello, you. What are you doing out here? We are going to do the Nether boss fight, Wither boss, right after this episode in the next one, which I will upload right after this one. Come on, lag, unlag. Oh, this is new terrain here for the map anyway. Anyway, thanks for coming by, thanks for watching, stay tuned. Wither boss fight coming right up. See you guys then.